ChatGPT just announced and released their brand new AI web browser called ChatGPT Atlas, and this right here is going to blow your mind because you could use this to do things like help you automate email, use ChatGPT anywhere from inside of your browser, and so much more. By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly how to access it, how to set it up, and I'm gonna share with you some pretty crazy use cases that you could use this for. Now, in order to actually get started with this, you're gonna have to come over to chatgpt.com/atlas, and then you'll see that you could very simply download this from right here. And what this allows you to do is bring ChatGPT with you across the web for instant answers, smart suggestions, and help with all tasks, and so much more. So they have a pretty intense onboarding here, which I actually wanted to walk you through. So if we come over here, we could walk through this one by one pretty quickly. So first and foremost, they allow you to import your data from another browser if you wanted to. I would strongly suggest that you do this. This allows you either from Chrome or from Safari to bring in your saved passwords, your bookmarks, your browsing history. Just makes it a way better browsing experience. In addition to that, they allow you to turn on browser memories. This allows you to give ChatGPT useful details as you browse in order for it to give you smarter suggestions and more proactive suggestions. In addition to that, you're in control, your memories stay private, and you can learn more about how it works during the onboarding experience. In addition to that, you could see that you could use ChatGPT now on any website. Basically, you could use it to summarize, explain, handle tasks, or just be right next to you when you're browsing, which is a really cool experience from what I've seen with this so far. In addition to that, you can make ChatGPT a collaborator. So basically, now you can highlight anything. It could be an email draft, it could be a review, it could be a form that you're filling out, and then you're going to see the ChatGPT logo pop up and you can actually have it type things out for you. This right here is incredibly useful. After that, it is going to ask you to set ChatGPT as your default browser. What this is going to do is this is going to boost the ChatGPT limits that they're currently giving you. So right now, this allows you to unlock 7 days of extended limits on messaging, file uploads, data analysis, and image generation inside of ChatGPT Atlas. Now, once you actually get through all of this, this is what ChatGPT Atlas actually looks like. We could see that it looks like a normal browser, except for a few things. If we come over here and we do a search for something, for example, find the best restaurants near me, you're going to notice this now pulls up something very similar to Google. So we have a home right here, we have search right here, which is where we can actually go through a bunch of different links, which is pretty interesting. We click on here, we could go through a bunch of different images for this search. If we click right here, we could go through a bunch of different videos for this search. And if we come over here, we could go through a bunch of different news for this search. Now, something that I find very interesting here is this predominantly shows long form content right here. If you do this on other platforms like Google, it predominantly shows short form content. So this might be a really interesting play if you are able to rank for search terms from ChatGPT, because it looks like it's predominantly showing long form content. In addition to that, this basically just gives you a regular browsing experience like you would normally have on ChatGPT. Now, this is absolutely cooking my computer right here, which is why it's not pulling up these images that quickly, because I'm trying to record. I have this going, I got comment going, I've got a bunch of things going right now, but this pulls up a pretty cool browsing experience here. In addition to that, let's say that we came over to a YouTube video right here. We could do things like come over to Ask ChatGPT in the top right-hand corner, and we could ask it anything. In addition to that, if we come over here and open new chat, we could switch this chat if we wanted to. We could open this chat in a new tab, we could delete this chat, or we could click on new chat right here. And you'll see that every time that you do this, they actually give you some pretty interesting stuff here. For example, it allows you to summarize things, get background information, get related videos, and a ton more. So basically, you could bring ChatGPT wherever you want. If you use Comment Browser by Perplexity, this is a pretty similar experience to that. In addition to that, though, what you can do is you can come over here, and let's say that I'm going to leave a comment here, and I'm going to say, I didn't like this video. What we can now do is we could highlight this, and I was actually bringing this up before, and then we could point right here and actually get access to ChatGPT, and we're going to say, make this more friendly. And then what this is going to do is actually rewrite this right here and change the comment that we have on this post in whatever direction that we want. Now, I want you to think about this. This can help you right here with things like writing a comment here. and you see, we could just click on insert right here, which is really easy to use. You could use this for emails. You could use this for comments. You could use this if you're working in a doc. The opportunities here are endless. Now, before I show you some of the insane features and the use cases that you could use them for, I wanted to remind you to smash that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date on the latest and greatest changes in AI. I upload videos like this every single day, and you're not going to want to miss them. Now, this brings up some pretty cool use cases that we need to talk about. For example, let's say that we're looking at these running shoes right here. We could actually come over here and we could ask ChatGPT, would these be good for a marathon? Or we could ask it about reviews for this or what people say about this. Or you could even ask like, hey, what does my favorite running influencer say about these shoes? And you can have a conversation about whatever web page you're on with ChatGPT. It can go search for things, it can reference things, it can cite things, and this just makes for a way better viewing experience. In addition to that, since this has memory, ChatGPT can actually remember things, and you can tell it when to actually bring that relevant data into things, both on regular ChatGPT, on the browser, and even in the browsing experience, because it has access to everything else that you've done. For example, if you wanted to open up a past tab that you were on, you could get it to do that. Or maybe you were reading a research paper about something and you don't remember everything from that, this can actually go through and be able to reference that. In addition to that, if you turn on ChatGPT agent mode here, you could see that ChatGPT can actually interact with websites for you. It's always under your control, and you can use it to do tasks from start to finish, like researching, shopping, but this right now is only available for Plus, Pro, and Business accounts. So in order to actually use agent mode inside of ChatGPT Atlas, what you're going to do is just click on this plus sign right here, and then you'll be able to click on agent mode right here, and then you can tell it what you want to do, and you can give it access to the internet, the cloud browser, to web search, and to all of your different connectors that you have enabled here. In addition to that, you can do this as logged in, so you can allow ChatGPT to work alongside you using your logged in accounts, or you can let ChatGPT work on logged out, and it then won't have access to your logged in accounts. Now, the other thing that I do want to note here is if we just come over to the home page on Atlas, you'll be able to access agent mode from inside of here too. It gives you a bunch of different prompts that you can actually get this to do right here, which is pretty cool because this is where you can actually have ChatGPT taking action for you inside a browser. So we're going to do this right here. We're going to do this logged in, and I am going to let this stay logged in. Now, I do want to note, this right here is going to be able to allow it to access your accounts, which does increase some risk here, because if there's prompt injections or something like that, they'll be able to use them here. Again, the kind of normal stuff when you're using an AI browser. I'm going to just do with stay logged out right now, just for the sake of doing this demo. So this is going to go through and do this. And what's cool is while it's doing that in that tab, I could be doing whatever else I'm doing right here. So I have my agent over here working for me in this tab, but me over here, I'm watching a YouTube video that I want to watch, or whatever it is that I want to end up doing. Now, while this is going through and this is actually doing this, actually, we do need to give this some details right here. I'm going to say, choose for me for a fun adventure inside the US inside the next 30 days. That's the only direction that I'm going to give this. While this goes off and this actually does this, we could see that we could turn on notifications up here, so we could get notifications when it's done, or when it runs into errors, or when it's actually having problems. And we could come over here, we can open up a new window right here, and if we come over to the top right hand corner right here, there are a bunch of different settings. So we could set up bookmarks on here like you would on any other browser. You can control downloads right here like you would on any other browser. If we come over to extensions, you could manage extensions in here like you would on any other browser. You can manage all of your different passwords over here. In fact, let me just move myself out of the way here to make sure I didn't just show you anything. So you can manage passwords, you can manage payment methods, you can manage addresses, you can import passwords, all that stuff from here. And if you come over into settings, also, just so you know, you could change the accent color here. You could do an incognito window right here. And if we come over into settings right here, this is where you get into the Atlas specific settings that are only relevant to Atlas. And this is where you're going to manage things like memory and stuff like that. So we could see over here where I actually joined, how much time I spent on Atlas. We could go through here. We could set up a bunch of different things like show full URL in the address bar. We could have it automatically check for updates. We could have multi-factor if we wanted to. We could come over here under web browsing and we could disable websites if we wanted to. We could see history. We could manage all of our data right here, and we could see all the different settings that we have. Under personalization, we can also access all of this, and I'm going to turn this on right here. So it says this Mac isn't supported for that, but otherwise, I would suggest to turn this on. Browser memories, you could see all of your different memories inside of here. You could set up controls and data controls, and you can give agent mode custom instructions right here for how you want it to navigate the web. For example, should it specify preferred sources, different steps that you follow, or when to actually ask for approval. You could set all this up inside of the custom instructions right here, which is pretty cool. Now, if we come back over here, we could see that this is actually getting to work. This is doing all this browsing over here without me having to do anything while I was just off over here showing you the settings, or I could even be off browsing on YouTube right here. So basically, you're going to be able to have different agents working in different browser windows while you're also doing other things, which is mind-blowing to me. Okay, so now we can see right here, this has actually gone through and done this. So it worked for 19 seconds, asked me a question, I gave it an answer, and then it worked for an additional 2 minutes with no human intervention. We could see all the different things that it did here, which is pretty cool if you wanted to, and it actually did a lot. And then we actually see all of the answers here and what it actually came up with, which is pretty cool. We could see all the different sources, all the different citations, why these options, the different thinking behind it, and all the different relevant tabs if we wanted to go through this. So I want you to think about this. Inside of one tab, it accessed 7 different tabs. It worked for minutes without us having to intervene on this at all. I'm sure you could think of some pretty insane use cases that you could use this for. In fact, I'm going to drop a video about this pretty soon once I have a lot more time to play with this, but I wanted to get this video out for you guys as soon as possible because this is groundbreaking stuff that's being released here. Especially if you're trying to automate work, you're trying to automate tasks, this is the type of thing that you're going to love. Not sure if you've seen the reports yet, but Goldman Sachs just came out and said that they think in the next 12 months, AI is going to replace over 300 million jobs. So my question for you is, are you going to be one of those people that's replacing those jobs, or are you going to be one of the people that gets replaced because you didn't embrace AI? And that's exactly why I created AI Automation School that you could check out at the pinned comment below. In fact, I have special launch pricing right now. So if you want to stay ahead of what's happening in AI and you want to learn how to automate your work with AI, how to make more money with AI, how to build AI agents without knowing having to code, or you just want me to audit your personal AI workflow so we could speed things up for you, I strongly suggest that you check it out. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I'd strongly suggest you check out this video right here that walks you through a brand new app that you could download on your phone for free, and it can help you build websites straight from your phone. This is mind-blowing stuff. Check it out over here.